met Ed in 1989.
About 30 years ago.
62, I think.
Probably almost 35 years ago.
I met Ed 8 years ago.
In 1989, I believe.
I met Ed 11 years ago. Since then, I have hosted quite a few of their events, and I do it because I believe in ADAPT's mission and I believe in Ed.
My father recalls meeting Ed after his initial interview, and what put Ed over the top as far as my grandfather and my father were concerned was Ed's immediate focus and priority of addressing the financials of the organization. Ed was an obvious choice to be our future executive director, and a great choice it was.
I guess it would have to be the process of selling our 23rd Street property. It was a very, very difficult task. It took a long time. I think Ed was absolutely instrumental in getting it done.
Several years ago, I had a disability. And during that time, Ed's warmth and his genuine caring had not only a great impact on my ability to do my job, but also it really had an impact on how, I was able to heal.
I remember showing up to Ed's surprise birthday party one night. I was watching people one after another give speeches about him and how much he's impacted their lives over the years. And I remember standing there and realizing this is what truly makes everything he does so successful, because he does it every day to change lives.
That I could share with the public, probably not, but.
I don't know if it's just me, but it always tells me to get to work.
I'm a simple man and I keep it simple.
He will say, "Oh, that's easy," and then proceed to give an answer. I'm always convinced when he says that most of us in the room have not yet arrived at that answer.
I have something that I'd like for you to do. Try it. Just try it. I know you'll be great at it. He had you believe every moment.
What do you think? He always seems to ask. He wants to know what the other people are thinking.
Have fun, work hard, make a difference. And I think that that's part of the secret of his longevity in this field, is that that's how he approaches his work day, every day.
Ed has been the CEO for almost 33 years. And in that time, he has made an incredible difference in the lives of the people we support.
Thanks to Ed and the rest of the staff, I'm doing real well, and I really appreciate him. He's just always been a fighter for staff, people support.
I remember Ed announcing at a senior staff event that Juneteenth would now be an ADAPT holiday. I think that at that time and in that place, it was so impactful and so meaningful to our staff.
He has always been such a strong advocate. What really impressed me was that he knew everybody who lived in the residences by name.
He really made the people feel comfortable. He made sure we had things that we had to do here. He was a very nice person.
My son, he has been a part of the ADAPT family for his entire life. That's how much confidence I have in the ADAPT network.
And Matthew, he's a great guy. He's like one of us, so I'm comfortable with him, talking to him.
I think he's incredibly smart. He's a great strategic thinker. He's one of the funniest people I've ever met.
It definitely surprises us on a very regular basis with what he thinks we have to do to keep ourselves competitive in the industry.
I think he's made the agency a real force for change. And I think that his optimism, his sense of possibilities, and his unwillingness to allow anyone to get stuck ever needlessly has really made this major agency a force.
The reason I'm in this field is because of him. I wouldn't have known anything about it if it wasn't for growing up and seeing what he did and the people he served and just the passion he has for them.
We continue to provide the supports to each other and to our families. We have done this under the leadership of Ed Matthews. And throughout all of it, he has always taken the time to say thank you. Tonight, we have the opportunity to say thank you, Ed, for all that you have done.
My grandfather, Leo, his two brothers, Jack and Sam, my father, Marty, all devoted decades of their lives to adapt. Ed Matthews exemplifies this devotion each and every day. 33 years of service to the organization is unparalleled. The agency has grown and flourished under his command. Ed is a fantastic recipient of the Hausman Humanitarian Award.
To present the award to Ed Matthews, please welcome on screen the award-winning host of PBS NewsHour, Judy Woodruff, and then on stage, ADAPT board member John Hausman.
And now it is my honor to present the final award of the evening. The Hausman Humanitarian Award recognizes exceptional humanitarian contributions that give back to the community. I can think of no one more deserving of this award than Ed Matthews. Ed has served as Chief Executive Officer of ADAPT for 33 years and continues to be the organization's guiding force. Over the past 3 decades, Ed has been a trailblazer in the world of disabilities. And during that time, he's greatly expanded the scope of programs and services that ADAPT provides. He's also played a key role as an advocate for people with disabilities on a state and national level. Ed has worked tirelessly to advance the cause of those living with disabilities. He's been unceasing in his efforts to improve and expand their lives, making him an inspiration to the rest of us. Ed's career began in New York State government, implementing the 1975 federal consent judgment to find programs and homes in local communities for over 5,000 persons with intellectual and developmental disabilities. During the past 32 years, Ed has overseen the growth of ADAPT, from supporting individuals and families in 4 boroughs of New York City to now supporting over 25,000 families and individuals in a wide variety of services in 8 counties, including the Hudson Valley, and employing over 3,000 staff. In 2017, Ed oversaw the renaming and rebranding of the agency from United Cerebral Palsy of New York City to ADAPT Community Network in order to both attract and continue serving a more diverse group of individuals needing their services. During this period, the agency also became the largest provider of early childhood services in New York State. He has sat on several state and national committees with assignments ranging from implementation of new services to reform of the Medicaid payment system, as well as the creation of independent care coordination organizations. In order to ensure that ADAPT Community Network continues to provide the highest quality innovative services, Ed has led ADAPT to be accredited by 2 national organizations, the Commission on the Accreditation of Rehab Facilities and the Council on Quality Leadership, both with distinction. Forbes has called Ed Matthews a powerhouse leader for people with disabilities. Ed's work changes lives. We are fortunate that he will lead ADAPT for many years to come, and I know the world is a better place because of him. Please welcome my friend, Ed Matthews.
Take the award from the Ed.
Well, it's not my retirement party. Look, thank you all so very much. I didn't know who they were talking about there for a while, but, and I want to thank my friend Judy Woodruff virtually for being with us tonight to present me this award. It's something I'll always remember and something I'll always cherish. You know, I know that most people, when they get awards like this, say that, they're humbled by it and they may not even deserve it. I can tell you right now, I'm right there with them. Working for this organization has been the privilege of a lifetime. To accept this award from the Hausman family is an honor. These were post-war businessmen and philanthropists and their wives who devoted their lives to making a better world for everyone. They founded hospitals. They raised money and awareness of the plight of Jews in the Soviet bloc at the time. And they founded an organization to find assistive devices and medical care for kids with cerebral palsy. Three brothers. The three brothers, Sam, Jack, and Leo, were very close, and they were very different. Sam was the political insider. Jack was the glad-hander and the fundraiser. And Leo was the operations guy, or that's what we led him to believe. He was impulsive a little bit by nature, and he made decisions quickly, and he never met a risk he didn't like if he thought it would help someone. Drove the others crazy. Guess which one hired me? The family's commitment didn't rest with those guys and their wives. Sam's late daughter, Alice, was a board member and a tireless fundraiser. His granddaughter, Helene, who's with us tonight, founded and raised funds for our Assistive Technology Center, which bear his name. And her husband, James, is a board member and our foundation chair. Leo's son, Marty, followed him as board chair. And his grandson and granddaughter-in-law, Jim and Liz Hausman, you've already heard from tonight. And they have contributed greatly to the success of this organization and certainly to tonight. So to all the family that's gone before and all still here who gave me the keys to life's work, I remain forever grateful and will always try to keep and earn your trust. Sometimes you choose your career, and sometimes your career chooses you. I didn't start out to work in this field. After graduate school, I bounced around a bit, and through a friend, I took a job at AHRC New York City as a staff psychologist. I had no relatives or anything like that with cerebral palsy or developmental disabilities. But here's what I found, and I knew nothing about it. I said, look, I don't know anything about this field. And the person who hired me said, that's all right, nobody does. But he had explained that the state had just surrendered in a lawsuit regarding Willowbrook. And like most of us, all I knew about Willowbrook was what Geraldo reported. So in 1974, I met people who wanted, and all they wanted was for their children and their loved ones or themselves to go to school with everyone else, to work with everyone else, to have relationships and live with everyone else. And in 10 years of helping create community-based residences and day programs for people leaving Willowbrook, I found that families who wanted their children leaving Willowbrook to live and work with everyone else. In that time and during those years, I found that career that evidently had already found me. 36 years ago, that path led me here. 33 years ago, as Jim has pointed out, the Hausmans and the board gave me that job. You talk about a risk. I had never supervised more than 4 people in my life, and now I was leading an organization that was one of the largest and most prestigious in the field. John Adams claims one thing. He claims that there are 2 types of people of value: those with commitment and those that require the commitment of others. And that's something I think I have been fairly successful at. We've come a long way since 1974. But to get there, we've stood on the backs of giants. The parents and the leaders who came before cut down the forest and created a path for all of us to follow. My colleagues and I, and many of whom I am so grateful are here tonight to celebrate with us, feel that same sense of commitment to pay it forward and to require the commitment of the next generation. When we started this movement, the community-based services in the 1970s, it was an era of great social upheaval, great social awareness. Young adults were drawn to the relevance of social movements and questioning the legitimacy of everything that had gone before. People with disabilities and their families were some of the greatest beneficiaries of this movement. Laws were written, and awareness of inequality was debated and became a topic of great discussion. New York State became the only state in the Union to create a state agency solely devoted to the care and the oversight and the help for people with developmental disabilities. But, like many movements, the flame dies sometimes, and the accomplishments get a little stagnant. In the ensuing decades, the attitude of many was that we had had our time. The system of services and progress had become too expensive. Finger-pointing replaced collaboration among us and our funders. While progress never really stopped, it certainly had slowed just a little. But here we are again, in an era of great social upheaval. People are no longer asking for equality and social justice. They are demanding it. All over the globe, different groups are demanding respect for the lives they want to lead and the way in which they want to lead them. People with disabilities are no different, so now it's our turn to reorganize and reinvent our system in a response. Now, this fact is not lost on our current governor, who has backed up rhetoric with funds and a commitment to families. She has appointed people in her administration capable of enacting a broad array of reforms and aimed at leveling the playing field and helping all of New Yorkers. We are privileged tonight to be joined by Governor Hochul's newly appointed and recently confirmed Commissioner of the New York State Office of People with Developmental Disabilities, the Honorable Kerry E. Neifeld. All right, that's enough. She's just a guest. We pledge, welcome. We pledge to you our support and our partnership, and we wish you Godspeed on your journey. The one thing that has always been true here at ADAPT is that regardless how large our service area gets or how many people we serve and support, we will always move heaven and earth to help just one person. Truthfully, there have been times we have failed, and that's what makes us successful. Johnny Miller, some of you may know, is a retired professional golfer, and a very good one, who later became a TV commentator for the PGA Tour events. Where's this going, they want to know. He was known for his very blunt and acerbic commentary. Casey Martin was, at the time, a marginal professional golfer who was Tiger Woods' teammate at Stanford. He was also born with a disability that has affected his ability to walk long distances. The governing body of the Professional Golfers Association refused his request to ride in a cart, claiming it gave him an unfair competitive advantage. So he sued them under the ADA. He was playing in a tournament for which Miller was a broadcaster in a group on TV at the time. Speaking about Martin, Miller said, "I never thought people should be admired for what they've accomplished. They should be admired for what they've overcome. People with disabilities and their families deserve this award far more than I do. But as importantly, so do the direct service professionals here at ADAPT and at every other agency. Who over the past couple of years have put themselves and their families at risk, overcame their own fears to come to our residences and other programs throughout the state and say, not today. You're not going to get sick today, not on my watch. For that and everything they accomplish every day, not only keeping people with disabilities safe and those we support safe, but making sure they are integral parts of the communities and overcoming their own barriers. Ladies and gentlemen, please acknowledge the direct support professionals of ADAPT Community Network. None of this is possible, and there's a whole bunch of people that they're with that want to party too. None of this is possible without leadership that mirrors that commitment and represents the best of what we have to offer. That starts with our board of directors and our chair, Gary Teresi. There is never an issue too small to talk about or too big to resolve. And every decision we make is made by thinking of what's in the best interest of people. It's because of your support that we've been able to be successful at all in fulfilling the mission. Thank you. To Raj, Mariette, Laura's, Roberta, Jackie, Dalian, Lauren, Rose, Gary, Jim, and all that I've missed, I love you all. You have lifted me up, and you have energized me in ways that I can never repay. And you've made an enormous difference in the lives of everyone we support and everyone who works here. To Linda Law, our conscience, and their dead mother, the debt I owe you cannot be measured. Your love and support is one of the reasons I'm standing here tonight. To my children, Beth, Brian, Caitlin, and Patrick, I am so proud of the people that you have become, and for my 4 incredible grandchildren. I am grateful for your love and support, as I surely know you are for mine. By the way, for those of you with young children, that never ends. I just want you to know their support is so great, it was summed up recently by my son, Patrick, who said, you know, you're still pretty cool. And so clueless all at the same time. I'm also glad you're all successful enough to take care of me when this gig ends. To my friend Tamsin Fidel and all our friends at Pix 11, thank you for being such a big part of our lives and for telling our stories for all of the New York metropolitan region. To Teresa Priolo, Steve Lacey, Mike Woods, and all of our friends at Fox 5, thank you for your constant support and highlighting the public policy stories that so affect everything and every other agency does. To Susan Lucci, who could not be with us tonight, we will be with you soon, and thank you for being a great member of our family. To Deborah Roberts and Al Roker, who always say, sure, we'll help, and who continue to grace us with your participation every year. Our gratitude is enormous. To our new friend, Willie Geist, thank you for being here and for being a new part of our family. To our old friend, David Muir, we are honored to call you friend and hope you stay safe as you travel to every dangerous zone around the world to bring us firsthand perspectives. To Cara Buono, your commitment to us and the folks we support is remarkable. Thank you so much for always being there. To Ellie Stroker, who has always been such a key part of our family and who, because of that, even after you became one of the most sought-after stars in the country, said yes. We will watch with great admiration as your star continues to rise. To new friends, Amy Robach and Andrew Shue, we admire your courage and feel fortunate that you agreed to celebrate with us and be celebrated by us. New friends are always welcome at our house. To LaChance, your talent as a performer and courage as a woman make you an incredible role model for women everywhere. To Judy Woodruff, your integrity as a newscaster is only exceeded by your graciousness as a human being. ADAPT is very fortunate to have you as part of our enhanced family, and I know you will be with us soon, and I am privileged to call you my friend. For all of us here, and for my friends and colleagues who've come with us to be here tonight, I can't tell you how much I admire you all, and I'm very, very grateful to be part of the movement that you so greatly lead and we so greatly participate in. And so we've come to sort of the end of it, but there's one more person I have to thank. And I want to thank Carol Matthews. I hope you're as proud of me receiving this award as I am privileged to receive it. So before we ask the PAL Cops and Kids Chorus to pipe you out tonight, I have one more thought. As always, may the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face and the rain fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, right here, March 9th, 2023, may God hold you in the palm of his hands. Thank you, my friends. Peace.
On behalf of everyone in the ADAPT Community Network, thank you for sharing it with us in person. Tonight, you have raised an extraordinary amount of money, and we thank you so much. Now, as we close our program, please welcome back the Police Athletic League Cops and Kids Chorus.
Challenges we face at times
can overtake the conscience of the mind.
Emotions running high,
and no direction to find.
I choose life over defeat,
And I choose life over defeat. Hopscotch, double Dutch, crooked teeth with loose laces, milk crates and dice. Decided your life, you grow wise as time flies. They don't believe you, make them a believer. Negative minds that try to hinder you. Look what I could do. Overcome the impossible, triumph over the obstacle.
Press towards a special place, equipped and deep to mend. No more distractions. I am possessing everlasting triumph. Night after night of hearing the thunder roll, I fall, I cry. Sometimes mistakes unfold. To heal the heart is to make a change. Profound as a higher ground. I choose life over, yeah. Life over
Because and we went. And I what? There you go. It's your turn.
I was young and didn't have nowhere to run. I needed to wake up and see what's in front of me.
There has to be a better way. Say it again, a better way to show I'm grateful. So I thought of this song to show my
appreciation
for love be so long.
You don't know how much it meant to me. Cause even though times got rough, you never turned away, you were right there.
And I thank you.
And I thank you.
When I felt
When I felt I had enough, you never turned away, you were right there. And I thank you.
Thank you.
Police Athletic League Cops and Kids Chorus. Thank you. And thank you all for coming. See you next year. Thank you very much.